Good evening. Welcome to the Recovering Perfectionist Mama Grace in Progress podcast. I am Buffy, and I am a women's lifestyle creator. For those of you that have not tuned in before, a women's lifestyle creator on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, covering topics from marriage and children or family to self-empowerment, self-improvement, mindset, hacking, mental health, fitness, nutrition, all the things that concern women in the lifestyle space. So if this is your first time joining, welcome. Happy to have you. If you are a returning viewer, also happy to have you. Thanks for coming back and hanging out with us. So today we're going to talk about navigating the in-law labyrinth, protecting your peace and your marriage. So welcome back. This podcast is dedicated to helping you build stronger, happier, and more resilient families. I'm your host, Buffy, and today we are looking at an essential and often painful topic, extended family boundaries. Specifically, how do we navigate the sometimes tricky domain of in-laws and other relatives who might overstep, often unsolicited advice, or demand more than you're comfortable giving? Let's be honest, family is wonderful. It's where we find love, support, and shared history. But sometimes those very bonds can feel suffocating if boundaries aren't clearly defined and respected. And when it comes to your spouse's family or even your own extended relatives, the stakes can feel even higher. You're not just managing your own comfort, you're also protecting your marriage. Have you ever felt that familiar pang of dread when your phone rings and you see a name pop up, knowing it might lead to unsolicited advice about your parenting, family gathering, wondering why you always end up feeling drained, disrespected, or just plain angry? If so, you're in the right place. Today, we're not just talking about boundaries. We're giving you the full toolkit to define, negotiate, and protect healthy boundaries with your extended family, all while keeping your marriage not just intact, but thriving. This is your blueprint for peace. Establishing the united front. So let's start with why this is so crucial. Unchecked boundary violations from extended family can lead to resentment, stress, and significant strain on your primary relationship, your marriage. Your spouse and you are a team, and establishing boundaries together is a fundamental way to protect that team. Actionable tip: define your non-negotiables as a couple. The very first step, and this is very critical, happens within your marriage. Before you even approach an extended family member, you and your spouse need to be on the same page. What are your collective non-negotiables? Time. How many visits per month is comfortable? What time is the absolute cutoff for drop-off visits? Parenting. What are your rules you will never let anyone override? Examples: discipline, feeding, screen time. Privacy. What topics are permanently off limits? Finances, intimacy, career struggles. Let's talk about a deeper dive here. Sit down with your spouse for a boundary blueprint meeting. Use a whiteboard or a shared document. List the top 3 things that cause stress when dealing with the extended family. Then collaboratively write the boundary statement for each. This is not about assigning blame. It's about mutual protection. When you both agree the boundary is no longer your rule or his rule, it's our rule. Actionable tip number 2, your spouse owns their family. This is the golden rule of in-law boundaries. The person whose family it is should typically be the one to communicate the boundary. Why? Because it minimizes defensiveness and reinforces that the couple is united. Example script for the spouse. The direct approach. For unsolicited advice, for example. Mom, I appreciate your experience, but my spouse and I have decided that this is how we're going to handle this certain topic for our family. We've got this. The filtering approach for over frequent calls or texts. Dad, I love hearing from you, but we've blocked out 7 to 8 p.m. as family time just for the 4 of us. I'll call you back after 8. Handling the overbearing in-law. Now, let's get to the heart of the matter, the overbearing in-law. This person often sees their behavior not as intrusive, but as helping or loving. This is where firmness and kindness must meet. Strategy 1, the 3 C's of communication. When dealing with an overbearing person, your communication must be clear. No beating around the bush. Use I statements, not vague hints. Concise. Boundaries are not debates. The longer you talk, the more room you give for argument. State the boundary and stop talking. Consistent. The moment you let a boundary slide, just this one time, you've taught them that the boundary is negotiable. Scenario, the unsolicited drop-in. The boundary, please call before you come over. The violation, the in-law shows up unannounced. Your script, spouse must deliver. It's a surprise to see you. We actually have a very full schedule right now, so this isn't a great time for a visit. We'd love to see you later this week. Let's look at the calendar right now and schedule a time. Do not let them in. If they push, simply and kindly repeat. We're not able to host right now, but we look forward to seeing you scheduled daytime. Strategy 2, the broken record technique. An overbearing person will often try to lure you into a debate. The broken record technique means you repeat your boundary statement calmly, without changing your tone or getting drawn into their emotional reaction. And there will probably be an emotional reaction. Scenario, the parenting critic. The in-law. You shouldn't let Timmy eat that. It's bad for him. When you were a child, your script as a united couple. We appreciate the advice, but we're comfortable with our choices for Timmy. The in-law. But seriously, look at the sugar content. I'm just saying this as someone who knows better. Your response to the broken record. Yes, we heard you, and we're comfortable with our choices for Timmy. The in-law, getting upset. Fine, be stubborn, but you'll regret it later. Your response, broken record again. Calmly and kindly. We're comfortable with our choices for Timmy. Now, how about that football game? Change the subject. Deepening the boundary types in recovery. Boundaries aren't just about visits and advice. They cover several essential areas. Let's quickly detail 3 critical types you need to protect. Boundary type A, financial boundaries. Never, and I mean never, mix your core finances with extended family unless you are fully prepared for the emotional and relational fallout. The boundary. We do not lend money, co-sign loans, or share our income details. The script for a request. That is a very big request, and we've decided as a couple that we are not going to mix family and finances. It's a hard rule for us, but we value our relationship too much to risk it. And I will say that I've been in this uncomfortable situation, and it is a really tough situation to be in because it's almost like you're guilted and goaded, especially when the person has been unemployed for a period of time and they're counting on you to help them, and you know that that's not something that you are willing to do, nor do you want to do. Again, mixing family and finances is not a good thing to do. Boundary type B, emotional and physical space boundaries. This is about controlling your own reactions and your physical personal space. The boundary, you have the right to leave a conversation or location if you feel disrespected. The script to exit. It sounds like this conversation is getting heated, and I'm going to step away for a few minutes. I'll see you later. Then you leave the room or end the call. No justification needed. Dealing with the aftermath of boundary slips and recovery. You will mess up. A boundary will be tested, or you'll be tired and let something slide. That's okay. The key is repair. Actionable recovery tip. The very next day, the spouse must gently restate the boundary without blame. Recovery script. Last night, I noticed we let the conversation drift to finances, and I want to apologize for letting our boundaries slip. Just to be clear, we are still committed to not discussing our income with anyone in the family. Thanks for understanding. Protecting the marriage. Finally, remember the purpose of all this work, to protect your marriage. The V formation rule. Think of geese flying in a V formation. They fly closely together and share the burden of lead. Your marriage must be the tight center of that V. When extended family pressure comes from the side, you and your partner lean into each other and present a united, impenetrable front. You prioritize your partner's feelings and needs over a relative's comfort or demand. For final communication check-in, at the end of every high-pressure family event, take 10 minutes to do a marital debrief. Acknowledge, I know that was tough. How are you feeling? Validate, I see how hard you work to enforce the no advice rule, and I appreciate you. Plan, what is one thing we need to do differently next time? Next time, we're only staying for 2 hours. That might be what you think, just to get away from the extra pressure. By continually reinforcing your boundaries, communicating with clarity and consistency, and prioritizing your spouse, you move from feeling like a victim of family dynamics to being the architect of your own healthy family blueprint. Thank you for joining me today on Recovering Perfectionist Mama, Grace in Progress. Remember, setting boundaries isn't selfish. In fact, it's an act of self-respect and an act of love for your marriage. You deserve peace, and you deserve a partnership that is protected. If this episode resonated with you, please hit a like and subscribe. And I hope to maybe even share with someone that you feel like is going through this or has asked you about this. And then also, this also helps us reach other family members or other people who might need these tools. So we will be seeing you very soon, and I hope you enjoyed the podcast and got something out of it. If you like this, also feel free to leave a comment on recovering_perfectionist mama on TikTok or Instagram or even YouTube on one takeaway that was able to take away or one tool that you're going to utilize first. So thanks again, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.